What is up, Flyover family? Today I got some good news for you guys. Jason Kels found his post retirement job and whatnot, and AJ Brown he released his feelings after signing his new contract. So stay tuned to let's talk about it. So the first thing I'd like to talk about, obviously, is Jason Kelsey's new job. He signed with ESPN to do the Monday night countdown for pregame. Also good news. Future Eagle, Micah Parsons is disgusted with the quote unquote Eagles luck concerning the draft because Quinny Mitchell was his favorite player, and then obviously Dejon as well. He wanted Dejon as well on the Cowboys or however. And it seems to me like the Cowboys are just honestly, just being honest this year. Like, hey, we're garbage. We ain't gonna do much. We're just gonna choke or however the case may be. So I mean, it's good that at least they're being honest about it this time, and to even prove it even more so, they signed Ezekiel Elliott, probably to play center, since he can't really run anymore. Um, but yeah, I really think Jerry Jones is just setting Dak up to fail. I don't really see the Cowboys really doing anything um, anytime soon. But to get back to the Eagles, to make room for the new rookies, they cut the defensive tackle Noah Ellis or Elise or however you pronounce it, wide receiver / tight end Griffin Herbert, cornerback Taiwan Mullen, and Lasitis Smith for O line. I don't really know who that is or however, but I mean, wish them all the best. Um, and also, Jalen Hurts, he donated $200,000 for air conditioning for I believe like 10 or 12 new schools, and I guess kind of Giants / Eagles news concerning Saquon Barkley. I guess the Giants think that the Devin Singletary will produce like Saquon will, but just at like a cheaper rate. And to say the least, Singletary had 898 yards last year, 4 touchdowns. Saquon Barkley had 962 with 6 touchdowns. And the year before that, Saquon had 1,312 yards with 10 touchdowns. And then the year before that, Devin Singletary, he only had 819 yards and 5 touchdowns. So, I mean, maybe. I mean, I don't know. I'm not rooting for the Giants or however fly Eagles fly, but I'm saying maybe that's why they didn't aggressively try to sign him or however, because maybe they thought he'd be like a cheaper Saquon or something. So now on to the AJ news. AJ Brown said he wants to retire an Eagle. I'll go ahead and
What's
put the
up,
little
Eagle
video up
Nation?
here,
It's
whichever
AJ
side or
Brown.
however the case may be.
I'm
He said he
so
wants to
glad to
retire
be
an
here,
Eagle that
man.
his
Guys,
career
when I
took
hang
off
my
here.
cleats up, it's gonna be in that uniform
I'll
right
post the
there,
video if I
man.
can't find
I'm
the
so
video.
blessed, man. I'm
I
so
found the
thankful.
article on the
Ready for
score.
the upcoming
It's like a little
season,
app
man.
you can
Go
get on your phone.
Birds.
That's where I get most of my news from. And then Devontae Smith, he reacted as well to AJ Brown's extension, making fun of Dan Sileo. Because I guess everyone was saying that like Devontae Smith's contract was basically a signal to AJ, basically saying like, hey, stop all the drama or however we can sign you. But they just signed both of them, so obviously that's bullcrap. So he's like, ha ha ha, you know what I'm saying? And then also I'd like to talk about whatchamacallit, like the impact all that has or how that basically means that all that crap however is just the Philly media just trying to self-destruct the Eagles basically. So as much as everything is looking kind of off ball and things of that nature, it's honestly just self-destructive Eagles media, just trying to run them out of town. I guess some people in the media, and some Eagles fans even, because obviously I read on Reddit and all that nature, because I try to get my news from legitimate sources, things of that nature. So I see everyone saying, he needs to go anyways and all this and that, and oh, he's a drama queen and all that. I mean, he kind of earned that. Certain players, like, okay, if you're a scrub, okay, you know what I'm saying, but certain players, should be able to get away with certain things. Obviously not breaking the law, speeding, or whatever the case may be, drug dealing, whatever the case may be. Not he doesn't do any of that, but I'm just saying, regardless of anything, if you're a star player on the field, if you're a little bit passionate, you know what I'm saying, like Tom Brady broke 7 tablets. Oh, he's passionate, he's a good player and all that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, but if Jalen Hurts were to do it, or if Kirk Cousins were to do it, oh, he's just irresponsible, blah, 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 or however, even in the beginning, you know what I'm saying, or however, like it's just double standards with the NFL. If one person does it, you know what I'm saying, then it's okay. But then if the next person does it, oh, they're jealous, or oh, they want more receptions or more targets or whatever the case may be. But yeah, like I said, Cowboys are done for. They're cooked. Future Eagle Michael Parsons, yeah, he definitely wants to be an Eagle now more than ever. And yeah, they're basically trying to run Dak like into the ground or however, and set him up to fail. Like, hey, here's an old washed retired weapon. Here, go ahead and try to do something. But I mean, I don't see the Cowboys winning more than 10 games next year tops. Because obviously, like we all know that Dak's okay in the regular season. He's pretty good, I'm saying, the regular season. But as soon as it comes to playoff time, he turns into a tennis ball. I mean, just trash. I don't know. That wasn't a good analogy, but still, he chokes. He's a choke artist. But yeah, that being said, I also want to talk about the Eagles' depth chart. I'll post the offensive and defensive or however on the side, like I do with stats and things of that nature. But yeah, I have it on my phone or however. Obviously, it's a lot of names and things of that nature. So obviously, like, you guys will be able to see the same thing up here, but it's so I can also see it at the same time. Okay. But whatchamacallit, here it is. Okay, so obviously for offense, it's gonna be Jalen Hurts. It's gonna be Jalen Hurts, Kenny Pickett, Tanner McKee, and then it doesn't say it has a fourth for that. Running back, Saquon Barkley, Kenneth Gainwell, and Will Shipley. So for all of the Will Shipley guys out there, he might get a little bit of action, just to see what he got or however. And then in terms of wide receiver 1, A.J. Brown, Paris Campbell, Austin Watkins Jr., and then wide receiver 2, Devontae Smith, Johnny Wilson, Jacob Harris, and then wide receiver 3, Devontae Parker, Joseph Nagata, Britton Covey, and then tight end, Dallas Goedert. I know in terms of tight end, this is probably like the one or two things that's inaccurate. I know we signed T.J. Ozema, but I'm pretty sure he has to pass a physical, which is why I'm pretty sure it's not on here. Yeah. And then Grant Calcaterra, Alberto William, or however you pronounce that. Left offensive tackle, Jordan Mailata, Mekhi Becton, the beast we just signed from the Jets. Just get him to Stoutland University. He has all the physical tools. You know what I'm saying? I would just assume that, he just needs a little bit of training and things of that nature. So, yeah, I'm pretty confident in him. Again, I'm not saying he's a Pro Bowler right now or he's a Hall of Famer right now. Like, oh, yeah, we have Lane Johnson replacement. Absolutely not. Maybe 50-50, just to be specific. And then, obviously, Cam Jurgens at center, Lecitus Smith, Dylan Mahanan, or however you pronounce it. Dylan McMahon, I think that's what it looks like. And then right offensive guard, you got Tyler Steen, Trevor Keegan, and Darian Kinnard. And then right offensive tackle, you have Lane Johnson and LaRaven Clark. And then defense, on defensive end, you got Milton Williams, Moore Ojimo. Doesn't say that we have a third or fourth. Defensive tackle, we got Jalen Carter, Marlon Tipolo, or however you pronounce it, Thomas Booker the fourth, I think. We got Darius Slay, Cooper DeJean, Sidney Brown at the cornerback, and then Nakobe Dean at linebacker, Zach Bond, Brandon Smith, and then the left linebacker, Brandon Graham, Jalix Hunt, Patrick Johnson, and then James Bradbury, Quinion Mitchell. I honestly, like, we all know that's bullcrap. James Bradbury's definitely not starting. I'm just going to point that out. And then Avonte Maddox, and then Devin White, Jeremiah Trotter, Oren Burks, Josh Sweat, Bryce Huff, Reed Blankenship, Tristan McCollum, and Mario Goodrich at the obviously at the linebackers and free safety spots. So first, obviously talking about defense, and then obviously the punt team. Braden Mann, Jake Elliott, Rick Lovato, Braden Mann, Britton Covey, and Paris Campbell. So first talking about offense, I feel really confident about that offense. I mean, CJ Ozema, backing up whatchamacallit has to do is just pass a physical, which is, I'm pretty sure, the only reason why he's not currently currently on there and things of that nature. But aside from that, I mean, Saquon and Jalen, I mean, two dual threats. I mean, both of them are pretty freaking fast. I mean, obviously, I'm not saying they're both the fastest in the league, but I mean, they're both pretty freaking fast, even by NFL standards. So, feeling really good about that. A.J. Brown, Paris Campbell, the wide receiver 2 position. I honestly like how this stacks up, and this is according to Pro Football Network. And this was as of a day or so after the draft or something like that. But obviously this was before the article or however. I just got really excited and I was like, man, I got to see if any website or however, and I can just correct it, okay, this is the only thing that's wrong or however the case may be. But overall this is pretty accurate or however. I mean, Cam Jurgens is the starting center. Dylan McMahon, I mean, I would assume he would be the third man in. And then at wide receiver 2, I mean, I like Johnny Wilson at the coming off the bench for wide receiver 2, and then Devontae Parker starting. I like that. I mean, maybe Johnny Wilson or what's his face? One of the other guys could I think we got two rookie wide receivers. I think, I don't know, but yeah. And then as for defense, I'm really liking that as well. Obviously, I really don't think Bradbury will start. I think he'll be a post-June 1st cut. So, be on the lookout for that. I will have, a happy reaction video of that as well. And then I really think Jalen Carter is going to be one of, the big dogs, in terms of leaders. Him and, what's his face? Jordan Davis. Everyone says, oh, but he's fat, this and that. Okay, yeah, that's fine, or however. But I believe this year, with Fletcher Cox gone and it just being them two in terms of the leaders, and that's what I think the main leaders are going to be on in the trenches, defensively speaking. I think those two are going to have really big leaps and good years next year, or this upcoming year. You know what I mean? And I honestly think, hot take of the day, I think that by the end of the year, we're gonna see proof that Cooper DeJean is gonna start over Bradbury, or that he already has, or whatever the case may be. Because, I mean, I think Cooper DeJean right now, what he has in his tank is more than what Darius Slay has left in his tank. Because, you can't coach speed. Once you run out, you run out. You know what I'm saying? So, I think Bradbury's completely cooked. James Bradbury's absolutely, positively, completely cooked. Has nothing left in the tank. If I'm wrong, I'll eat my words. I'm sorry, Bradbury, blah, 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 if I'm wrong. And then Slay, I think, he's just a good veteran, to teach him stuff or however. But, I mean, with 2 top 3 corners in the draft, you got to see what they can do. You know what I'm saying? Or heck, I mean, even put him at safety. But, I mean, you need to put Quinton Mitchell and Cooper DeJean starting, like I said in my last video, things of that nature. And I'm also really excited to see Zach Bond, video for video, once I start getting comments and feedback and things of that nature. I can react to certain free agents before the draft. Not before the draft, I'm sorry. I'm just excited how well the draft went. But yeah, I mean, I can react to their highlights, things of that nature. And but yeah, I mean, Bryce Huff, he's gonna have a really good year. And like it says on the list, or however, Jeremiah Trotter Jr. He says he's gonna be second in rotation, as it says according to Pro Football Network. But yeah, really freaking excited. Reed Blankenship, I mean, he's finally going to have other guys that can tackle on the field in general, so not necessarily at the same position, but just guys that can tackle, because couldn't nobody tackle last year. Nobody. Yeah, especially the last 7 games, it was just hard to freaking watch. And then obviously there's a lot of pressure on Jalen Hurts as well. But obviously I believe in him, or however. I mean, Brian Johnson called him third in 18 quarterback sneaks. I mean, that's all I got to say about that. You can't win nothing if your offensive coordinator, doesn't even know more than 5 or 6 plays. You're not going to get anywhere. Quarterback sneak on 3rd and 18, and then the same couple wide receiver screens or whatever the case may be, and then the Hail Mary to AJ. It's all he knew how to do. That's it. Or the brotherly shove, which I like, or however, you know what I'm saying. But other than that, I don't know. But essentially, yeah, Quinton Mitchell needs to start. Jeremiah Trotter needs to start. Cooper DeJean needs to start, because, I mean, Nakobe Dean, I mean, he's 50-50. Zach Bond, I mean, he's 50-50. And then in terms of a linebacker, I mean, I think we got to find a way for Jeremiah Trotter Jr. and Devin White to share the field together. That would be something special. But yeah, having said all that, I think that's gonna do it for today's video. Quick little Eagles news for the day. That's all I really had, and then that was like the only depth chart that I seen or however at all, and even then that's just hypothetical or however like what it could look like. So other than the tight end situation with CJ Ozuma, that's pretty accurate. Again, like once I go back and edit it, I'll put that on and whatnot. But fly Eagles fly. Be sure to subscribe to join the Philly Flyover family. It's free to do. Hit the little noti bell so you can be in the loop for all the new content and things of that nature. And share to your friends if to all your Eagles fans and things of that nature. So again, yeah, just comment down any tips and tricks or anything like that, or however, because I'm new to this. I'm more than willing to learn. I just love my Eagles. I'm by no means an expert. I'm just a fan who has an opinion. That being said, sorry for the long outro, but you guys have a blessed day. Thank you so much for watching. You guys have a good day. Peace.